What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Benefit Central here with another quick market update video for you guys, and today Bitcoin and the S&P charts. But before I get right into the market, please leave a like, drop a comment. If you guys could subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. Everybody, honestly, the market just reacted pretty damn interesting. Of course, we expected a bit of rejection. However, we are just now facing our floor as of right now, or one of them. Unfortunately, we dipped all the way with a GBI that pushed us from our 1850, almost 1800 area all the way down to 1700. Right now, struggling to find that support at 1700, which I believe we should find just a bit before we possibly pull back lower. However, the levels I am looking at for support are either above neckline or or obviously indicator, but we need to look at other levels. We broke that one. It's finding the support around 1700. Not enough support I see there. It could be around 15, I'd say 1600. Yep, 1600. So we might fall another 1,000 or two, and then probably not even or two, just 1,500 possibly, just because of our indicator right here. It's around 1524, so possibly another 1,000 that we can tank to. However, realistically, I'm expecting us to fall all the way back down to 1600, find some support, if we are not creating higher lows right here, which would mean that we are continuing, because so far everybody thinks we broke up, or broke out, I'm sorry. But I mean, technically, as of right now, we're not necessarily too far out of this range here. So realistically, we are trying to attempt to find 1700 as support. This is our higher lows formation that we've been created. We can put one here, obviously, but that really wasn't a new higher low. It was the same. It was the double bottom. So I usually do it right above the neckline, or where this next little jump is right here with this candle, where the wick is. And then an RBI pushed us up, higher low, higher low, higher low. This one was a tad bit strong. Can't lie to you guys, this GBI formation really pushed us lower, which is a bit interesting because we didn't really touch anything besides just our 2000 and being overbought, but massive amounts of sell pressure that just jumped into the markets, which is reasonable. I mean, we had been explaining it for the past few videos, honestly, that we were going to become oversold or overbought, and that we needed to retrace back down. But on the daily, as of right now, we aren't really too oversold. We're actually pretty baseline, or not baseline, but pretty in the median. We're doing pretty good right now in the middle at around from our 30 to 70, we're at a 47, so it's not too crazy. But definitely on our way back down to being oversold, or attempting to. If we cannot hold this, it is 1030, so I mean, if we decide to start rallying back up just a tad bit, that would be great. If we decide to break through this, and I do anticipate that we will see 1600 and possibly touch our indicators as well, our 50 moving average. But other than that, everybody, realistically, of course, we kind of, like I said, anticipated this. What I don't want to see is a possible bear 180 for the weekly. I had been bringing this up for a while now, that this was a possible scenario. And I would not like to see this. I would like to see, as much as this is a double top, I'd like to see this as a double bottom. However, what's most likely is that we see this bull 180 that is going to give us enough momentum to push us back down to 1250, which is around our 200 moving average, to give us enough momentum to see if we actually break out of this wedge. Just because I told you guys, if you guys want to look at this right now, this is kind of what is shorting and stopping us from continuing any kind of further bullish momentum realistically. Although I did expect us to break above that 200 moving average, and since we didn't, that was a bit surprising. But honestly, that's not too concerning. That we did anticipate that we were going to reject, just because of how overbought we were. However, on the weekly, we weren't really that overbought. I believe we were around the same, honestly, around 47 or a bit less, 42. We were around 48 exactly. So just cautiously trying to trade the markets. Like I told you guys, all of our calls hit for our longs. However, immediately after we got out of our profits, we were pushed right back down. So if anything, we bought the pumps that were pullbacks for the shorts, because the main trend was a downtrend. So very, very interesting. Of course, we had a short uptrend, a relief rally, you could call it. Of course, we do need these after every single time we were to fall. So we came, pumped, hit a top, dumped, retrace, maybe a W, retrace, pump, retrace. So what's even more concerning is we could get this bear 180 as well as a GBI with another leg down. However, that has a bit of resistance and support to fight through before it even decides to go that far. So it's not looking too crazy for the markets, guys. But honestly, it is still very, very interesting. We would like to see that this monthly likes to play out a bit bullish. However, if we end up closing like this, we could end up seeing a reversal, or we can see that this is a pivot for next month. So as of right now, I would just be careful. Do not try to catch a falling knife. You don't know where this is going to stop. This is strong momentum. The only time I would indicate it's a trend reversal realistically is with a bull 180 like this, is when we overcome a whole candle and create bullish momentum falling, create bullish momentum entry, and then you just ride it up. So I wouldn't necessarily get in unless this next daily candle closes above here, creating a little doji, and then the next day is a bull 180. I'd ride that back up. Just because of how much momentum is coming, you do not want to enter any longs right now. Volume pushed us, I mean, extremely down, honestly, in just one candle. So it is obviously showing that we have more momentum, and the bears are having more momentum as we were overbought, and are just trying to push us back down to get this RSI reset, as well as get the markets reset, get us some more room to eventually push bullish because of our short-term trend. Long-term trend is bearish. So we are eventually going to end up crossing and seeing what we have to do about this decision. We are bullishly crossed right here. We are not bullishly crossed yet above our 200 moving average, so that will definitely be interesting when the time comes. However, looking in on Bitcoin, just real quick for you guys. I know a lot of stuff has just happened. Very, very, very similar formation for Bitcoin. As you can tell, we are possibly about to get this bearish cross, and I don't like that. However, after hitting 25K, you can see that we did tumble all the way back down to 21,300. Realistically, I'm looking for a support, though, probably at around 1750 for Ethereum, and possibly, what is this, 17, I'd say 17,500. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, 17,500 for Bitcoin. We're most likely going to test the bottom again, guys. And if we at all have any kind of volume and momentum to breach 17,500 and 1750 for Ethereum, then realistically we should be seeing this leg back down and closing below our 200 moving average again, once again. Now confirmed with this bear 180 after our GBI not even touching our indicators realistically. Don't know why we didn't find support on this 200 moving average when we are oversold on the weekly. But honestly, let's see how this goes. But this can change. We still have a few more days before the weekly resets. Hopefully it's not a massive pull all the way down, or at least a start to a massive pull all the way down, because realistically, if you look at the monthly, we do have this bear 180 and GBI forming that could immediately put us back down into the dead zones for Bitcoin, which I do not like if we're looking at the graphs, as well as us being in our downtrend as well. As I mentioned, we're still in it, not necessarily gone, so we do need to be careful about rallies and anything that is attempting to try to go bullish, just because of scenarios like this where we end up getting a pullback and it wasn't just strong enough. Now looking like we are fighting our 50 moving average and seeing if we can close below that, as well as our support. And then if we can, then of course we will see contact of 17,500 again, just because of the strength and the setups of what this is going on in the monthlies. However, if we wick down, come back and make a doji, then I do see that can end up turning into an RBI and actually starting to push us up, causing a bull 180 here, and then actually getting us into great price zones. So realistically, it's all about how this month wants to close. We do have a few, I believe another week or two, a week and a half before this month actually closes. So we can see a wick down to support, maybe double bottom from the last time we touched it, come back, make a wick for the doji, and then have this possibly come and then make an RBI. Or this is doom and this is going to come and make an GBI. and push us all the way right back down. So very interesting charts. I would be very, very cautious putting any kind of trades. The only trade that I see realistically open as of right now is Ethereum. Of course, you can go and draw this for several other cryptos, but Ethereum has been my baby, honestly, for a little bit, and has been my main focus just because it's been taking care of me so well. But realistically, if we were to break below and close below this uptrend, you could 100% hop in for a short, anticipating that it drops to 1600 and possibly the moving average. Just be careful, because the moving average does move up, and it doesn't necessarily have to hit 1600, although right now it does look like it is attempting to. So I would just be very, very careful with your entries on shorts. You are going with the trend, however, you have a bit of opposition here just because of our bullish uptrend and bullish cross, so just be careful with that. The other indicators are falling as well, and as I believe the futures or indices, excuse me, that are as well falling. Diving into that just real quick, just to show you how that market reacted. We did hit a top of 4,300, I believe, before coming into a GBI and becoming bearish, as we were overbought and tapped our 200 moving average around 4,300. Now pulling a pullback here, seeing if we can get some kind of support or resistance, kind of in a range going here, either between the moving average and here. I do believe that we could cross really bullish here, just because the way this is going. However, if this 200 moving average is too strong, it will definitely bring these back down, just because we are overbought as well on the daily. But that is a GBI that just formed, can push us all the way back down, at least bare minimum to our 4160, 4150 level. And if it really wanted to, it can continue to push through those indicators, just seeing how tough those indicators are on the daily. We did get that bullish cross like we did for most cryptos, as well as that breakthrough above our triple bottom. However, now that we did our little rally, as well as our being still stuck in our downtrend, we do need to see how we react to everything, because the US 30 was the only thing that ended up breaking out bullish, and is continuing to break out bullish. So honestly, today we're going to find out how this closes. It is Friday, so we'll see how today wants to close out, and if it wants to form this GBI and push through the 200 moving average, or if the US 30 is ready to continue to rally and is finding and consolidating, and if anything, trying to reset this RSI for the daily, find a bit of consolidation, and then continue its pump with this bullish cross. So realistically, everybody, I would be careful with any kind of trades. Right now, there's nothing really available to trade except for Ethereum short. Everything else kind of looks a bit different. Looking in on XRP, you can see exactly why. For the past few videos, I've said I don't like the way XRP is trading. It's showing a bit of weakness. If anything, this showed the weakness, the weak link in the chain that we needed to see, because this wasn't reacting, and this is considered more of a stable coin. Because this was weak and was not moving, that was showing that there was no strength in our relief rally, and we actually were going to start reversing here pretty soon. This started curving way before, even while Ethereum and all of that were rallying, we were curving down for Ethereum and consolidating. We didn't really have great spikes with XRP. So it was very interesting. As you can see, though, that now we're headed back down to support. If we don't find support around 32 to 33 cents right here, if we don't find any support there, then obviously we're going to go back down to our biggest support of the, I'd call it the M shape of the W, around 30 cents. And if we don't go to 30 cents, then we definitely will be revisiting the very low that we just recently saw at around 29 to possibly 28 cents. But other than that, everybody, that was just another quick market update video for you guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Ciao.